7 Days of Saint June, Book 1 by Zinzurukura. Chapter 8. February 10th, Love is a Drug. I just can't do this! Final moan hunched over her gear. What the fuck you mean you can't do this? Said another person at a turntable's ass. We're getting paid big bucks to play this gig, girl. Can't walk out on me now. Sorry, Dix. I had set my mind on something else, the DJ lied. I have a date tomorrow night. It's with a real classic girl. I'm just nervous. Hey, I can dig, the man said. You know how you told me that your mom harses on you liking girls? So totally understandable. But you think you can't do this because you're walking out on her? Only life you're ruining is your own, Vinyl. No, it's not that, she replied, almost as she wanted to confess. Then what is it? I... She forced composure into herself. I guess I just have butterflies about the whole thing. I've gone out with other girls before, but I've never done it publicly. If all finds out, I'm doomed. Hey, I got faith in you, girl. If there's any gal that can win her heart's desire, it's you, Final Scratch. Hey, I'm working right now, Final says. He put on her headphones. Work tile sex, or should I say, lack stats? He grins, he slips his own headset on. You got it, DJ Pone 3. How do I look? Twilight asks. She's wearing a simple lavender blouse, with a purple skirt that had a white and magenta star on it, surrounded by smaller white stars. Twilight, what is it about you and Poodlescats? Octavia asked. She herself had a soft gray turtleneck blouse with a charcoal skirt. Hey, at least I don't look like a living blur, trying to look like a pile of ass. Girls, stop fighting, Bella said, trying not to laugh too much. Sorry, Mom, Octavia replied. Just, I know you and Dad are worried about this. Bella ripped the issue off of her hand. Your father's just remembering when he and I first met. Your grandfather did not take well to him dating me. Oh, I didn't know that, Aunt Ballad, Octavia voiced curious. Yes, Ballad giggled. Dad spent half of mine and evening's first day trying to convince him that he should date rondeau and so they could both play the violin. Really? Octavia did not know this episode of her parents' earlier years. Yes, and your aunt was seriously thinking about it. Thankfully, cooler heads prevailed. By that I mean I threatened my sister, and Eating and I went off on our first date. The rest, obviously, is the spotty history of my family. So let that be a lesson for you girls. If either of your fathers tries to set you up with someone else, just don't let it happen. Hey, I've never said enough about my gay as is, Twilight replied. You'll be fine, Twilight, Ballad told her. So find everything you girls need for your day tomorrow. Don't need to stop anywhere else. No, I think we're fine, Twilight said, and her cousin nodded in agreement. Then, there is the Treasured Moments store down the hot area in the mall. Mom! Octavia said, horrified and turning to say crimson. I'm Ballad! Twilight let loose the same, equally more fire on seizing. Girls, I'm sorry, really. You're old enough to... As Ballad saw the completely abashed look at the teen's faces, he smiled. Honestly, I'm glad. Too many kids your age are doing things they regret, and I'm glad you two aren't. Come on, go ahead and change back. Then we'll go pay for these and go get some dinner. Red Robin's okay with you too? Works for me, Twilight replied. But, Aunt Ballad, thanks for taking me shopping today. You're welcome as always, Friday. Besides, it's bad enough I don't spend enough time with Tavi. I spend even less around you, dear. And your mother did want to come tonight, but unfortunately she had a last-minute meeting. So I was more than happy to fill in, especially since Evening and I have a flight to catch early tomorrow. So, of course, that means we won't be here for your special moments, girls. That's okay, Mom, Adira replied. I'll just call you with the results on Sunday. I'll have to spill the beans with Sunday anyway. Speaking of which, I wonder why no one's asked her out this week. Actually, she's told me she's glad no one's asked her out late, Twilight replied. She says she was helping a friend with a school project for the next few days, and is too busy with anything else. She didn't even get home until after midnight last night. Mom and Dad weren't happy about that, but apparently she got straightened out with them. I don't know what that was about. Y'all, no kidding. What about to keep secrets like that? Octavia mused. Don't worry. I trust Sunny totally. Besides, you know her. It was really important she tell us. Although, Twilight wondered, I am curious as to what got her attention tonight. This is stupid! Says it, pouring over various yearbooks. Do you have a better idea? Luna asked Cecily, setting aside another yearbook and opening one up from Mountain View HS. This is stupid! Says it repeated with emphasis. Wondering it had been a right thing to go to the teachers about her concerns. What it led to was an agreement to work with Vice Principal Luna over the next few days on trying to figure out who the boys were, which in turn seemed to involve corralling every yearbook for the past 4 years from local high schools. Luna let there. No, it's not. When I was your age, I did some stupid stuff. Stuff I'm not proud of. And that I pretty much avoid telling my family because, well, let's say that when my sister broke her arm and I lived in a tier for a week, it wasn't completely undeserved. Says it did a double take. Principal Celestia broke your arm? Celestia came in with pizzas and sodas. She wanted a beer, but it was already going to be problematic enough with Sunset here after hours. Thankfully, Velvet agreed to Sunset's evening project this week. Could we not fix on that, Lulu? I've already apologized for it more than enough times, Celestia said as she set pizzas down. Here we go. 1 large Hawaiian, and 1 supreme meat special, and 1 veggie delete. Thanks. Sunset said, reaching for slices of meat-encrusted pizza. Both of them looked at her oddly. She said, I hope you didn't order the veggie for me. Actually, it was for me, Celestia said. But isn't there a species based on horses? Yeah, but when I came here, my body basically transformed to a completely human form. Well, mostly. Plus, I've been here for 4 years now. It's really hard to avoid meat for that long, regardless of what vegans claim. Yeah, the princess was able to do so when she came over, but she was here for what, 3 days? If you don't mind, I'd rather not relive that whole experience. I had to file a lot of paperwork to explain the exchange student that was here for a few days. That seems to be the part a lot of people remember, even if they don't recall a name or face. I'm glad too, Sunset said, just before she took a bite of slice. Living with Twilight now, she's very different than Princess Twilight was. I'd really rather not have my sister go through that. And Sunset's mention of sister, Luna gave her own sibling a brief raised eyebrow. But Celestia merely nodded slightly in response, saying everything without voicing anything. I see. Well, how much progress have we made? Celestia asked, focusing everything back on topic. Luna, having taken a bite out of her slice, muttered, Not much. Frankly, I feel much more comfortable if we had to dissolve to the authorities. It's not like we're some sort of all-powerful rulers who can do anything. But the school administrators, this is something that's gone way above our pay grade. If we don't find a link soon, we may have to, Celestia replied, reaching to her desk drawer, pulling out what looked like minutes from her conference. I had a meeting earlier today with Superintendent Waddle and several principals from the other high schools and junior highs in the area. They're already aware of the situation, and right now it's contained, but they're worried it's only a matter of time before this blows up in the press. Celestia paused before adding, Luna, do you know Principal Thunderhooves? Yeah, he's in charge over at Mountain View, right? Won some sort of award from Native American Society for being an inspiration for success in education? Yeah, well, his daughter Strongheart's a freshman there. According to them, she was involved in the whole event. He was in tears, because his daughter's in another video that these people made. A very graphic video. He's posting to hand the issue over to police. I don't blame him at all. But as a teacher, I feel it's our duty to correct things with our students if we can. And if we can't? Luna asked. But you did, Sunset stated, interjecting before the sisters argued. Look at me. I was a bitch, a monster, and even if for a little while, a literal demon. Afterwards, you could have come up with any other excuses to send me to the blanks, or worse. Neither of you had any trust in me. I'm not sure why you trust me even now, but you didn't give up on me. That tells me you two know what you're doing, even if I think you're out of your minds for doing this the hard way. You have a better idea, Luna asked. You know she does, Lulu, and I'm glad she was the one who suggested it. Celestia looked at the student in her office. This is probably the wrong time to bring this up, Sunset. But I was wrong about you. You are essentially good, and shown that in the past few months. Thanks, Princess, Sunset said, blushing. Then she realized what she had said and kept her face sober before completely blanched from embarrassment. I deserve that sarcastic comment, Celestia replied. But No, you're right. I have been lording things over you for too long. Velvet trusts you completely and utterly. That should be a sign to me that I can believe you as well. So I'm going to go out on a limb and ask for your help, Sunset. The kind of help only you could provide, if you understand my meaning. You mean you'd want me to poke around in a preternatural sort of way? Sunset asked. Luna gave a harmless smirk. You could say that. Sunset sat there for a few minutes before saying, I see. In a few more moments, he set down the pizza and asked, how hard would it be to lock down the gymnasium? Shouldn't be too hard. Coach Biceps and Mr. Will usually stay around the weight room to do some lifting for a while after school hours. Luna answered. But then again, it's a Friday, and I know the male staff members usually hit that bar and grill down the road. Very pleasant B&G? Celestia asked. Personally, I think they go there because Iron's got a thing for the owner, and boasts playing wingman, and She should obviously remember there was a student in the room instead, stating, but they should have left by now. She then got up and went to the window, which showed the only cars in the parking lot were hers and Luna's. We should be the only ones in the building, Celestia told them both. But why do we need a gym? Because I'm going to need the room for this spell, Sunset said matter-of-factly. Unless you want people to start freaking out about that cyan-glowing girl in the middle of the parking lot, I'll have to use the gym. Besides, it's January. I do not want to freeze my butt off outside. Please, Bosselforth told her ex-boyfriend, you'll have to take me back. He laughed while tuning his guitar. Why should I do that? Because, she said, trailing off as she got towards the end of her sentence. Blossom, he sighed, look, we had some fun times together. You're really cute. But you and I, he said, pointing to her and to himself, we're just not right for each other. And I don't want to string you on and making you think that everything's sunshine and daffodils when it's not. Reached over, taking her hand in his. I just want us to remember the good times, and to part as friends. But Cloud Kicker put you up to this, didn't she? I know she doesn't like me, but I can't hold you to blame for what your best friend says about me. He looked at her, shaking his head. Don't be like her. She's petty, and you're better than that, Blossom. And just because it didn't work out for us, doesn't mean I don't want to be your friend. But, look, my band has to get ready for our gig soon, so I've got to get up there and rehearse. But just think about what I said, okay? Without waiting for her answer, he went back up to stage to get ready. But, Floss, A tear slid down her cheek. Mrs. Sweet Cheeks, he doesn't like you. A girl behind Boston for style. Guy like him could get any girl he wants. So do yourself a favor and stick to your own class. A second girl joined in. Don't try to find eagles if you can't keep up with the ducks. She looked Boston Forth up there before adding, oh, it's Dr. Beret and little Miss Cutie look. It gets some real cuz. Boston Forth, her courage spent, turned and ran. Hey, wasn't that Boston Forth? No, he said as he slung his bass guitar over his shoulder. Yeah, you want her, man? I had my fun. Now I'm all done with her, Flash answered. Besides, after tomorrow, I'll have somebody new. Dude, you better be careful. Bad enough you were dating her and Sunset Silver at the same time. Now you're chasing a high-class girl from Zachary? Skiing on thin ice, bro. Hey, I got all the advance I need, he said, patting the pocket of his leather jacket. And yes, you can bet little Twilight Sparkle will be mine. Don't worry, he sighed. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. He has a hair teen said on his breath. Despite their relatively lax attitudes, both Celestia and Luna were firm believers in education. Both of them had risen through the treating ranks of the Greater Equestria County Unified School District in their respective subjects. Celestia in English and Social Studies, Luna in Astrology and Geology, and had since become senior faculty. Even now, Celestia's name had been brought up as potential replacement for Vice Superintendent once Jade Seeger retired. Luna's name had been submitted to take over the position of principal at San Palomino High, since the principal there was leaving at the end of the year. Both women were highly accomplished, competent, and dedicated to their professions. So as they watched the girl in the center of the gymnasium, glowing like a star and floating nearly a foot above the wooden boards of the basketball court. Both women felt like they were to witness something they'd never seen in their lives before. Considering you already seen Sunset Samurai turn into a demon, mind slate the entire student body, then get beaten by a fellow alien who inexplicably took the shape of their childhood friend's daughter, this was something entirely new. Murder. Celestia swore, her eyes agape. No shit, Luna agreed. Held in Sunset's hand, Miwet's phone spewed flames of the video, each frame floating around Sunset like a tarot card encased in electric power. Each magical window glowed slightly as a person was checked, cross-referenced against other images on her phone, images of Sunset's own phone and iPad, and conveniently floating in front of her face. Have you? Celestia hazarded. Don't! Celestia shouted, straining. This is literally taking up all my concentration. There! She reached out towards the image, somehow grasping it from the air, showing it to her own phone. Then her aura died out as she fell, painfully to the floor, crashing against the wood. While she protected both her phone and minuets, her iPad was not so lucky, screen shattering as it impacted. Fuck! Celestia groaned, turning on her back and hopes the pain would go away. Agony ripped through her as she strained her all her magic. She felt as though she had been through 10 rounds with the boxing club, as a punching bag. Celestia was at her side in a second. Are you okay? No, Sunset replied. Then looked at the broken iPad and groaned again. Fuck! Mom's gonna kill me. Celestia, despite the situation, smiled. You're calling Vel Mom now. Having misheard her, the flame-haired girl answered, Yeah. She and Dad thought I needed a new one because the old one had got crusted enough. She blinked as she realized what she was saying. Her further statement, well, that was a huge bless. So you don't call them that, I take it. No, but sometimes I wonder if I should. I mean, yeah, they're only my foster parents, but it's nice having a mother and a father. Another figure I ran away from so long ago? It's kind of like you, a little. I really doubt that, Linda said, laughing. Seriously. Anyway, I wasn't the daughter I should have been with her. Now it's too late to say anything, Sunset said, fighting through the pain while she talked with Principal Celestia. Don't say I could go back. The truth is, I know I have a death sentence hanging over me when I return. I'm not sure that's the case. The princess came over from your world seemed very benevolent. I know this sounds odd, but I think if I had a daughter, she would have been kind of like the way the princess was. Oh, you had no idea. Maybe. But even still, I'm a marked mare. Woman, whatever. I can't go back. And all I could do is hope that I could make the best of my life here and be, well, maybe to be the daughter of someone I wasn't before. Speaking as Velvet's best friend, Sunset, I can honestly say I'm very glad to hear you say that. So am I. Look, I'm going to head out for a bit. Friday's closes in an hour, and someone's got to replace your iPad, Luna replied. But I was the one who dropped it, Miss Litter, Celestia said warmly as she watched her sister depart. She absolutely adores Velvet and would do anything for her or her family. Both of us would, actually. And though you shouldn't take this as any indicator we were going easy on you during school hours, I think you can count yourself on that list as well. Thanks. Joey standing up. Now, let's see who the lucky contestant is, Sally! She hung out her phone, brought the gallery, and brought the picture. This guy, she said, pointing to a rather handsome blonde boy with long hair tied in the back, wearing a t-shirt and jeans, and unlike many of the other guys, seemed more content to watch than to participate. He's the only one whose face wasn't censored in the video, and only that because the image was only for a couple of frames, and so far back it can't be identified by normal methods. Not that magic's going to be admissible in court. Do you know him? I do, she said, feeling important. His name is Blueblood. He's the son of Senator Corncall. I met his father when several members of Congress came to the district last summer as part of a research trip on how various school districts are handling the president's education initiative. Thankfully, I didn't have to deal with him directly. He struck me as the kind of man who thinks that because he has the power, he has control over people's lives. But his son's involved. We can't know that for sure, Sunset groaned. He came back to her feet with the principal's help. He might have stumbled onto something that he's afraid to talk about, because it could affect his dad's career. Think so? Not really. But let's say I'm learning why it's a good idea to give people the benefit of the doubt. As he struggled to make a defense, he asked, "Can you call my mother for me? I'm ugh, exhausted." "Sure thing." As Sunset passed on to Ben's our phone, the speed dial a well-used number. "Belle, Tia here. Hey, are you done making Sunny do your dirty work? What are you talking about?" There was laughter on the other end. "Just kidding, Tia. Leaving my office now. Meeting ran way over schedule. But I'll be there to take my daughter off your hands." "Your daughter?" "Yeah. I know I might be getting a little too attached, but Naya and I really love her. Honestly, the whole family does. We can't picture our lives without her now." "Well, that's why you're a mother, and Lulu and I aren't." "You're going to die alone and unloved someday, Tia," Velvet choked. "Not me. With my luck, I'll probably live forever." Blueblood set the phone in the cradle.
Good. Limousine will pick up Miss Rarity at the home and bring her to the restaurant. We're at dinner, some sparkling apple cider that's been selectively spiked, and once the drug does its work, all I need to do is have my limousine drive us from the restaurant to that nice vacation cabin one of father's supporters was kind enough to let me. Too bad for him, he's letting it to father's re-election campaign. But what the food doesn't know him.
"Hey, are you coming back to bed?" a woozy, tricked-out girl's voice said. A young woman with surly, curly tresses came up to him, wearing only a bed seat.
Yes, I'll be there shortly, Shirley,
He told her curtly.
you know how glad I'll be ready to get rid of you tomorrow. The only time you'll have an affection is when you don't stop. Just meet me there and
His words trailed off as there was a knock on the door.
head back to bed.
He said in a firm tone. "I'll head back to bed," she slurred as she walked towards the bedroom. The sheet fell off her as she did, giving Blueblood full view. But he hardly killed her during this point.
I've had my fill of her by now.
He went instead to the front door of his cottage, where he was supposed to see someone he hadn't expected.
Well, hello, father. Hello, son.
Sarah Quorum called, stood there, looking not at all senatorial. He wore a sleek polo and stone gray slacks, his gray and green hair and mustache tracing the white hairs and veins within.
I got an interesting call from your girlfriend's mother on the main line. She says Surrey hasn't come home in 2 days. You wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you? Surrey, easy to find her, Blueblood said. Just follow the trail of destruction left by her overused credit cards. You know, same thing as your current wife or your mistress. I'm not going to dignify that with an answer, son. Look, I loved your mother, and I wish she hadn't died when you were younger. And I know you don't care for your stepmother, and the rumors about me and the manager of my local office are not true. Father, save the lies from the press. You did teach me everything I know, after all. Yes, but that's hardly enough to quell whatever ambitions you have, son. You're not ready for prime time yet, Blueblood. You still got several years before you can make a run for the seat in the House. Years you can screw up any chance you have of being elected. So then, are you going to tell me where Shirley is? Fine, if you must know. She's in the bedroom. She's been keeping me busy the past few nights. Odd. She never struck me as the gold digger type. Just the kind who wanted to be a trophy wife. Let's just say she tried to take her claim well ahead of time. Fortunately for all of us, you taught me enough to know that an underage pregnancy can be a career killer. She'll just have to wait at least a decade. You sound as if though you already made your decision when it comes to her. Let's just say I'm sowing my Waldo's while still can, and before people stop paying attention to me during the college years, just as you taught me. Well then, Quorum said, I'll let you get back up to what you will do, son. Just I have a meeting tomorrow afternoon with the Counterlord Press Club regarding my upcoming re-election campaign. Don't screw things up for me. Oh, don't worry about that. I'm too smart. Besides, Father, you have a vested interest in making sure the press doesn't look at the skeletons in my closet, because that's a short step towards looking at yours. I have never felt so slimy. And considering some of the voices I've done on this show, that's saying a lot.
Come on. You promised to fix my skirt, Sweetbelle moaned. Sweetie, can't you ask Mother to do it? Rarity asked. See from her sister as she was on the other side of Rarity's bedroom door. No, Mom says she's working on a new article for Bedbook and she doesn't have time. Well, I don't either, sweetie. Besides, you should really learn how to do it yourself. Rarity tried not to face palm. Not while she was wearing a mud facial. If I screwed that up, I would do my best for my secret admirer. She reached over and picked up the note. A wide smile came into her face as she lifted the flower. A virtual ton of roses sitting on her dresser along with the note.
Miss Verity, I await with breathless anticipation of our meeting tomorrow. You cannot know how much I long for this moment. Ever yours, B.
Randy went weak in the knees as she read the note once again. Such a gentleman, she sighed. This bee must be a refined and upstanding man of taste and sophistication. The model will actually be worth every bit of my preparation. Ignoring her sister, Verity decided to turn in early for the evening. She only had a chance for a first impression for a man who could turn out to be her Prince Charming. Nothing less than her absolute finest appearance would do. Seeing at the window, Claude Kieger smoked a joint as she watched the gentle snowfall, illuminated by the night. She was alone tonight. She didn't want to be. The kind of company she longed for at the moment was not the cardinal kind. Final, why are you doing this? It had taken days for her to figure out her ex-girlfriend's edge, but watching a cop show every few hours had insisted for her. She couldn't go ask Final herself. The snow was expected to fall heavily tonight. Besides, Final had a gig this evening. She'd likely go home right from there. The blonde stared at the phone sitting at her desk. All it would take would be a simple call. Just a call to Vinyl and berate her for what Codkicker now suspected her sometime paramour was up to. That's all it would take. She could certainly do that, right? Yet her hand never moved towards the phone. Somehow the fear of accusing Vinyl of something she might actually be guilty of was too much. Perhaps it was the overall fear that saying anything to Vinyl could cause Cloudkicker more than just the sexual relationship she had with the Australian-haired girl. It considered her friendship as well. All it takes is a few ounces of strength to dial her number. But I'm not that strong. She hated herself for that. Damn me! Not that strong. Sitting down to joint, Cloudkicker took off her clothes and crawled into bed. Maybe a miracle could occur and she'd have a playmate join her soon. Right now, instead of that, she wanted something else. And that hurt most of all. Um, I just want to say that this is one of the reasons I love Cloudkicker as a character in OC and why Dead Smiling Cloudkicker has been my favorite version of her. She's a perv and has probably done everybody with two holes in them at least a couple of times, but she's a perv with scruples. And I like her like that. Well, you don't have a fever, dear, Twilight Velvet says. She checked her foster daughter's temperature. But I really think you should stay in bed today. I've never been sick before, Sunset said. It was true, to a degree. Despite being almost entirely human, she never caught a bug or cold or virus. But then again, never worn my magic down to the point of exhausted before either. There's always a first time, Sonny, Velvet said with an air of authority. And honestly, if you managed to avoid being sick while at the warehouse, it was only a matter of time before you got sick here. But, Sunset said, I had to work today and... It's okay. I took the time to call Mr. and Mrs. Cake and apprise them of your condition. They were just as surprised as you were ill, and probably hope you'll be okay soon. Peggy says he'll switch your days on the calendar. But what about Twilight and Tavi? Sunset said. She knew both of them were going on dates tonight, but given what she knew now, she was more than a bit concerned. Really, she had no proof of that either of them were in danger, but they were her family. She had felt more than enough justification to do so. Feeling a little jealous? Velvet teased, playful smile on her lips. Weren't you the one who had a boyfriend before? No, it's not that. Sunset decided to drop the subject before she dug herself into a worse hole. I just, I don't feel sick, really. Don't be so fussy. Besides, when was the last time you were spoiled rotten in bed? 2 months ago when I got a knife inserted in my sides. You had me stay in bed for a few days. This is different. The look on Velvet's face was serious. Want you to stay in bed. You had me worried last night. I did. He must have been worse than I thought. I practically had to carry you to the car. Sunset blushed. She'd never been carried by anyone, or any pony save for Princess Celestia. Fun and magic, of course, and the EMS personnel that placed her in the ambulance, but that was their job. She didn't know what to say. Finally, to not feel awkward, she said, thanks. Hey, anything for my... Velvet trailed off, as if leaving something out. That caught Sunset's attention. She had to wonder what the woman was going to say. Finally, Velvet said, oh, and apparently in all the commotion yesterday, Luna says she accidentally dropped your iPad. She went and got you a new one. So it's charging on the dresser there if you need it. Obviously, you have to configure it. I see, Sunset said. Sunset had such sadness in her voice. Sunset wondered why she suddenly felt so sad. Maybe because this is all ephemeral. Legally, you only had to take care of me until I'm 18. Then I'm on my own. And even then, they could just get rid of me at any time. I know, they don't want me gone now, but maybe Principal Celestia is right when they say they've tamed me. I keep calling them my family, but do they really want to be that? Just keep me out of trouble. The ring of the doorbell sounded. Wonder who could that be? Anyway, just sleep and rest for the day. I'll be by later to check on you, see if you want anything for lunch. Sure thing, Sunset said, crawling back in the seats. Maybe she could use a little bit of she thought. She closed her eyes and drifted back off to slumber.
Twilight, I really don't like this, Shiny told his younger sister. You know how far this is from home, right? Yes. It's 153 miles one way from San Pelino, specifically 152.7 miles from Say's Krabby and home, as per Google Maps. The girl held up her phone and showed the difference. Twilight, I'm being serious here. Shiny, I'm 16. I'm old enough to take care of myself, big brother. Also, I got enough for bus fare in case of trouble. And weren't you and Katie having dinner Eureka just in case? Plus, since you insisted, I had the non-emergency number for Horseshoe Bay Police Department and the Commonwealth County Sheriff's Department, and I could always dial 911, obviously. Yeah, I know, he said, but you're my little sister. I should be looking out for you. Or Tavi, or Sunny. I'll be okay, she said, giving him a kiss on the cheek. I promise. You better, he warned her. I will, I promise. Now go, have fun on your date. Let me have some fun on mine, okay? As she walked away from Shiny's car, Cadence gave her fiancé an understanding smile. Hard watching her grow up, isn't it? Yeah, it is. That's not what I'm worried about, Katie. Shiny, she knows about it. And just to make sure, I went to the store and made sure she's carrying some of those detector strawlets. A friend of mine at the crime lab said there's almost completely foolproof. And we're only going to be just up the road in Eureka in case something goes wrong. She walked over to him and kissed him. Go up, Shiny. It's going to happen regardless. Yeah, he said, giving her a soft smile, opening his door as Cadence walked back towards the passenger side. Clyde stepped into the restaurant, taking off her coat. Hello, she said to the maitre d' hotel. I mean, someone here for dinner? That would be me, Miss Sparkle. She turned to see a young man sitting there, cute, smiling at her. He had a spiky haircut, tan skin, and wore a suit that looked somewhat out of place. Last century, nice to meet you. The maitre d', meanwhile, took 2 menus and led them towards their table. Class, ever the gentleman. Felt to see her before sitting her down. You look absolutely beautiful, he said as she picked up the menu. She blushed furiously. Thank you, she stammered, not else was there to say. Looking at the water flute that had already been sitting there, she reached into her pocket, pulling out one of the detective straws the cans it intended to use. As she went in, she explained, it's medicine for an illness I recently got over. A second later, the straw dissolved into nothingness without changing color. She sighed in relief. The water was safe to drink. So, how did you learn about me? Actually, I recall seeing you at the New Year's Eve dance, he said, his eyes briefly flicking to her water glass. Smart girl, but too bad for you that the guy working in the back pouring your drinks is part of the club. And I just knew that I had to meet you. I got your info from a friend of yours. Rarity, I go to school with her. Really? Twilight said, relaxing. Well, if Rarity knows him, I should be fine. And thankfully, she was more than willing to help me get a hold of you with a distal friend she knew at Zachary. So I consider myself really lucky to meet you, Miss Sparkle. Call me Twilight, she said, smiling. Well, Toffee, just keep calm and relaxed. I doubt anything's going to happen. She thought to herself as she walked out the subway into the restaurant, seeing the lines for boombox already waiting outdoors. The thumping of the bass could be heard from as far away as he was already. I know it's popular music, but does it have to be ear-shattering as well? Her phone rang, she answered it. Hello, this is Tavi. Tavi, I just want to remind you that your aunt and I are having dinner at the Casa de Loy in case you need us. Octavia felt both covered and relieved by that. She knew her own parents would have insisted on having dinner at the same restaurant, as she, was somewhat distant. Thankfully, her aunt and uncle trusted her far more. I'll be fine, Uncle Knight, she told him. If anything, you and Aunt Velvet need to worry about yourselves. I remember the last time we ate there, and it gave everyone gas. Funny girl. Well, I'm sure your date will appreciate your sense of humor. I hope so. I'll call if anything goes wrong. Otherwise, I'll be home by midnight. Love you guys, bye. Clicking off her phone, putting it back in her pocket, she found herself standing in front of the Glazed Carrot, a British-style pub restaurant. Well, here goes nothing. I hope he's really handsome. Walking to the restaurant, she walked up to the hostess. Hi, I'm here to meet someone for dinner. Would you be Miss Octavia Medidate? The woman asked. When Octavia nodded, the waitress said, Right this way, and may I say, you two absolutely look great together. Octavia smiled. That had to be a good sign, right? Maybe the guy in question was Dreamy Eyes. He was a junior at Munkenheimer, and a male model, too. So I met him once and said he was a well-spoken individual. Oh, please, let this be my lucky day. And here we are, miss. The hostess says she brought her to the table. Standing there was a beautiful young woman with blue and electric blue hair, slicked back in a short ponytail. While she wore frameless eyeglasses, she also wore a white blazer and matching pants, with a soft blue t-shirt underneath. A girl? Octavia thought, completely floored by her date. But I have. It wasn't that she had anything against same-sex couples. On the contrary, her cousin Fiddlesticks had confessed she was a lesbian, and Octavia had offered whatever advice and support she could. But Octavia was not. Have a great evening, you two. The hostess charged as she departed. As she walked away, Octavia heard the woman say, This is such a cute couple. I'm kind of jealous, to a colleague. So, I guess this is a surprise, the girl told her. Octavia said nothing, not wanting to insult her date. The girl had taken a big chance after all. Both her parents and her aunt and uncle had raised her to be at least polite and nothing else. Look, the girl continued, I guess this is just a mistake. I'm sorry. Don't be, Octavia said. You took a huge gamble, and I think that's brave of you. And even though I'm not interested, it's always good to meet a friend. The girl in front of her seemed about to flee from defeat and relax at the same time. Good. I was worried that... Don't. Please. You know who I am, but I don't... A thought suddenly came to Octavia's mind. You'll find a scratch, right? I remember you DJing at the New Year's Eve dance. Well, actually, we met about a year ago. The team musician charity for the homeless. I was the one who played Danza Esperonia at number 5 on the guitar. Octavia's eyes lit up. Oh, it was you. Wow, that was some amazing guitar work. Final bless. Thanks. Shall we sit down? Sure, Octavia said, relieved. After all, even though Vinyl was a girl like herself, Octavia could now relax from having both impressed her date and making a new friend was much easier anyway. Worry about that drug that Shiny had to worry about. Though if I tell the others about this, they're never gonna let me live it down. Relaxing, Octavia reached for the glass of water sitting at the table. Rarity stepped out of the limousine as she noticed L'Infantasie was dim. It seems to be closed, sir, she told the driver.
Not really, miss. The young sir's family owns a restaurant, so he was able to reserve the whole establishment for the evening.
The chauffeur informed her. Rarity gave him a smile while inwardly she was freaking out. He owns the place? She was strongly tempted to pull out her phone out of her purse and do a quick Google search or two, but that would have been a creepily gauche. Besides, she would meet him soon enough.
Right this way, miss.
The chauffeur says he escorted her inside. As she walked past the frosted glass doors, she checked herself one last time as a reflection to make sure she looked dressed for success. Her hair was in standard waves, but she added a slight glaring effect to it via a spray she brought during the shopping trip with Fluttershy and Sunset. It gave an elegant, ethereal impression when the light hit it just right. Her dress he spent more than quite a bit on, a white silk version of a Chinese central-grand dress in Shanghai style, commonly, if vulgarly, referred to as the Suzy Wong, with tiny markings of pale blue diamonds, a design she always found fascinating. A pair of matching stylish slippers went with it. It was all topped off by a small purse borrowed from her mother. She was traded out to a hostess who escorted her the remainder of the way to the table, and as Rarity entered the restaurant proper, it did not disappoint. The tables were mostly gone, giving the place an empty, cavernous look. All the more for her to appreciate the ambiance of the place. At the back was an artificial waterfall, surrounded by several exotic ferns and other plants designed to add a more incredible look. If anything, it reminded her of a scene she saw in an anime once, and while that one had ended in a fight between giant steampunk robots, she was certain this was going to be a much better experience. Especially when she saw the young man sitting at the table. She recognized him as a heartbeat as he stood up. Oh my god, that's Blueblood! The son of a senator. He was well known in social circles to be a prized cat. But the gentleman such as he would certainly be spoken for right, unless... Rarity tamped down on rising hope in her heart. The only reason he would have asked for a date is if his last relationship ended badly. This could be my chance. She mentally shouted in triumph as he approached her.
A pleasure to meet your acquaintance, my lady,
he said, pausing before her, taking her hand in his and kissed it gallantly. She tried not to swoon, not too much in case. Rarity faltered, a well-rehearsed line suddenly failing her. He gave her a smile, looking at her with beautiful blue eyes.
Nervous, miss, no need to be. I assure you, you are in quite good hands,
he said as he escorted her to her chair. From the start, Sunset slowly woke up. The room was dark, the sun slowly beginning to the horizon, the moon starting to course towards its apex. Hadn't intended to sleep this long, she thought to herself. Well, I should go downstairs and have dinner and let Mrs. V know that I'm okay. Sunset smiled to herself as she added, though I'm glad she worries about me. As she got out of bed, she went to grab her phone, only to note a sticky note on it. Sunset, Naya and I went out to dinner and a movie tonight. Since you weren't feeling well, I went shopping for some... I have no idea what this is, so feel free to make whatever you need for yourself. You don't have to worry about Spike, since he's spending the night at his friend Rumble's place, dwelling and tapping on their dates. Though I'm sure when they get home, they'll happily tell you all about their misadventures. That's good, Sensei thought to herself. Spike would probably insist I order a pizza or something. I'm not really in the mood, nor do I want to walk half a mile to the nearest burger shack. Tapping her phone, she noticed it had a message on it. Here at the voicemail, she heard a call from Minnie Wet. Hey, Sonny, it's Minnie. I know you still have my phone, but can you do me a favor and check the voicemail? I told Wyatt that my phone is elsewhere, but she may have forgotten. I want to make sure she didn't miss any calls from her. I need to say something to her. Oh, and great news! The doctor took a look at my arms and said they're going to need to heal far better than expected. There's still going to be a little bit of scarring, but I'm not even going to need plastic surgery. Anyway, I'll be back on school on Monday, and I can get my phone back from you then. Now I've said for it, but thanks for being a friend. You really aren't the same Sunset Shimmer you used to be. Anyway, talk to you later. Bye! When she drew his door on the nightstand, Sunset pulled out Minnie Wet's phone. Good thing I remembered to charge it last night, she thought, or else I'd be screwed. Dialing Minnie Wet's unlocked code, she brought up the voicemail, Code, putting the phone to her ear, the phone started playing the message. You have 4 new messages. First message. She didn't expect to hear a voice on the phone. Hey, what? Oh, this is... You don't... Fuck. I can't do this anymore. Look, don't worry. I've had a crush on you since 5th grade. I'm calling because you're in serious trouble. I know you didn't sleep with Styling on purpose. The reason I know is because I'm the one who made that video at the event. But I didn't do anything honest. I wanted to, especially with you. But I like you, and I want you without the drug. Yeah, I said the drug. A bunch of guys at school and other guys at schools got together and got our hands on a drug called the Vibe. Makes roofies seem like water. Styling tasted on you because eventually he wanted a 3-way between you, he, and Waterfire. But it's... After that party, I started feeling guilty about it. And after Blueblood gave me some, so I could eventually hook up with you, I started feeling guilty, and no more. I like you for who you are, and I hope you like me for who I am. Look, I need you to get a hold 3 girls, because they're in real danger. One of those Rarity. Blueblood herself is going after her. He's dumping his current girlfriend and his eyes on her. The other 2 girls are from Zachary. I don't know how you're going to get a hold of him, but I talked to Flash Sentry. He says that one of the girls is named, I don't know, Starlight or Sparkle or something like that. The other girl, I don't know who she's going with, but her name is Musica, Octave or something like that. Sunset dropped the phone, eyes widening in fear. No! She screamed, getting out of bed. The sheets exploding at blossom of touch lens. Picking up Minuet's phone, she immediately brought up the phone function, dialed the last received number. Yeah, this is noteworthy. What's noteworthy? This is Sunset Shimmer. The ex-unicorn said, more drained from her voice as the anger and rage she once felt months ago returned to the surface. And now I had a different reason for being. My address is 482 Golden Oaks Drive, and your ass better be here in 5 minutes, got that? How do you have my little sister, my cousin, and my best friend are in fucking danger because of you assholes! Sunset roared, and if anything happens to them, I will fucking break you like goddamn matchsticks! Do you understand me? You're going to help me rescue them, or your ass will be grass and I will be the lawnmower of the gods! 4 minutes, 30 seconds! The clock is fucking ticking! Sunset's eyes burned with cyan fire. Rarity, Tommy, and Twilight were in danger. She knew as she went to the closet to throw on some clothing. No, nothing's going to happen to them, she vowed to herself. Nothing's going to stop me from saving them, ever!